it's Black Spring again. I don't know. I just wanted to make a comment here, and it seems like I'm not short on commentary these days. But I'm just saying, with the passing of this symbolic President's Day, or should I say Residence Day, does it not seem ironic to you guys that with all the amount of train derailments, with these just miniature crises, it's like we're in a enclave of environmental disasters, food supply threats. We just have a ton. There's something a brew, okay? And it's not just the unspoken. It's also most of it. It's not being talked about. And the elephant in the room, on a President's Day, you've got Biden dealing with the blue crane, okay? I'm just saying, does it not seem? Does verbal irony not exist? Does dramatic irony not exist unless it's served up by Hollywood or an author that's endorsed by the globalist or the elite? Because I'm just saying, we can call it the elephant of the room, we can call it dramatic irony, we can call it verbal irony. Meanwhile, I think that there are things going on in the background, and we're unraveling. And I've said this to you guys before. With all of this whole little enclave, we are contracting. Our world, the beginning of our world contraction began with global, whether it was social media, whether it was Facebook. We've had globalization on so many levels, but when your world starts to contract, what is the purpose? People talk about birth pains. What are those? Those are contractions, right? And eventually something's gonna pop. So I'm just saying, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm just thinking the birth pains, even birth pains have an expiration date, but they also, I think we're past dilation. So that's not it's not my domain of competence, okay? I'm metaphorically speaking about the things that I see, whether it's environmental disasters, whether it's food supplies. I mean, these are little miniature enclaves of attacks to me. You got the birth pains of, the food supply issue going on with the burning of the facilities, the packing supplies, you've got that. Now you've got all these derailments, and you've got your industrial type explosions going on. And I'm just saying, we're getting closer, and this is my estimation, we're getting closer and closer to something. But like I said, I do think, I talk about birth pains, I talk about contracting. We're getting closer and closer to an adversary, and I'm not just talking about like a superpower kind of adversary, I'm talking about a destruction, an adversary or a destruction. So once you take out, like I said, I'm destroying all these different supplies and all these essential supplies. We are contracting, and we're also on a bigger scale. We're contracting. No, there is no. To me, we've all of this globalization and via communication, globalization via you want to call them illegals or immigrants, That's all closer to us. Look at the unspoken border crisis that nobody talks about. You could say that's an elephant in the room. You could say that. You could say that. I'm telling you, all of this, eventually you're going to have a pop. And I don't know, where will you be? I'm just saying, where will you be? It's like, to me, and I don't mean to be a doomsdayer or whatever, but I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, things cannot continue the way that they are. They cannot. You cannot. It can't. And then, and the U.S. remain where they are, where they have been. The freedoms that people talk about, the symbolism that we boast, these holidays. I just don't know how people don't see. I mean, I'm doing this as I'm seasoning and cycling. But with every season, with every cycle, you're still contracting. You're still contracting. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just anybody not find it ironic that the U.S. government seems to have a greater concern for what's going on somewhere else than they do for what's going on here. You know, it's a gaslighting exercise. The gaslight exercise is what, to me, is what we're dealing with. But like I'm telling you, to me, it cannot continue in the way that it is, and that we survive. That's why I say, they talk about put on your armor, you better put it on. There's a lot of people, they are bewitched. You know, they turn on that tube every morning, and that's what they believe. They believe what they're told more than what they see. Many people have been told that people were told for months that there was no inflation. People were told for months that we weren't approaching a recession. They don't want to admit that anything needs to be resuscitated. They don't. They don't want to believe that anything needs to be resuscitated. I'm just saying. But I'm just thinking, I wrote 0 up here because you guys remember the Demic policy. They want to turn that over to the WHO. They attempted this about a year or 2 ago, and they weren't successful with that Tedros Adhanom from the general, that organization. But you know who is basically, I have a liner in which I think Epoch Times and some other people have been able to they've been able to reveal that is still in the works. Even Le Chinois is going to have their hands into it. So I'm just saying, this is not good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'm only out here for a second. Yes, I am inverted. Very, very inverted. I am inverted. But I'm going to get the day going here. Kick off the day, and I don't know, but I'm just telling you, contraction, people talk about the birth pains. Oh yeah, but what are birth pains? They're contractions, right? Contractions. What's contracting? I don't know, metaphorically, what are waves? Even waves, they get, what? Tension release, tension release, tension release, tension release, tension release. Just saying, it happens in many cycles. It happens in many cycles. But eventually, to me, after something contracts for so long, if it's not a natural, if it's not with it, if there are elements that are causing unnatural contractions that are environmentally that are not supposed to be in that contraction, what do you think is going to happen? You think you're going to remain intact, or you think you're going to pop or burst? We've had bubble burst before, not just economic, but this time it's going to be a different type of bubble. You've had different kinds of pains. You've had different kinds of pains. Well, hello, good morning to you, Robert Ingram. But he says, what's being birthed? Very, very, very good, very, very, very observant. You put that in the comment section. Something's being birthed, but it's not going to be, it's not going to have your traits. It's not going to have the traits that you're familiar with. Now something's about to spawn, you're right. But there again, not to be the doomsy or negative Nancy or the downer Debbie. Just saying, just look at it. Just look at your world. Just look at your contractions. Look at them. Everything's coming closer. Something's coming closer to and most of the blind are going to look back and turn around one day, well, when did this happen? Because they're in a lull. And honestly, there's certain conversations I can't even have with people. They've got people so invested in so bewitched about their skin color. They got people so focused on Marxism, Marxist ideology, just nonstop. They've done that. They've been successful with that. Okay. But what's not being covered, the media is handling it as per usual. But of course you're going to be distracted, because I talked to you guys the other day. I said, listen, for the next so many months, all you're going to hear about is 2024. Because you're already talking about TRUMP and his mental health capacity, but Biden, he is as healthy as a tick, right? Or a racehorse, right? Just saying. All right. Put it in the comments. Is this a paradox or an illusion that we're dealing with? Give me a birth pain that I missed. Give me one. Yeah, give me one. All right, guys, let me just say hi really quickly, and then I'm going to dash out of here. But I tell you what, I am going to be bringing this channel back on a physical thing with Francis Burton. And also your energy. Your energy is a part of the birth, the threat to the energy and independence, the threat to the autonomy, the individual autonomy on the energy. That's another birth pain. Okay, some are bigger, and they're different sizes. They're not all the same size. They're not. Okay, that's okay. Marcy T's here. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So let's just, because contract is my word. Contractions is more, I think, the concept, or the overall concept. Let me know what you think. That zero draft policy is in the background, my friends, for the next DEMIC, the next DEMIC treaty is on the way. Good morning, Melinda. White horse theology, good morning. Pose the question, what's being birthed? You guys give it to me. Give it to me. Put it in the comment section. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here. You can serve some lame sauce for me. I'm gonna make like a banana and split. But remember, hold your produce manager accountable. Hold your produce manager accountable. I'm gonna give it a try, but not this morning. All right, guys. See you later. Maybe later today. Maybe later.